Let's start with a difficult truth. You do not fully know the people around you. Every person you meet, including yourself, is hiding something, a version of themselves they aren't ready for the world to see. We usually navigate our lives by taking polished public masks at face value. Treating these performances as the whole truth leaves us vulnerable to the motives and emotions people actively conceal. Over the next 5 minutes, we'll map out 5 specific habits to decode these hidden layers, paired with a daily reflection routine to keep your own perspective clear. Right now, open a notes app or grab a piece of paper. Think of a recent conversation that left you feeling frustrated, confused, or drained. Keep that interaction in mind so we can analyze it in real time. Moving from passive observation to active decoding stops you from being blindsided by human behavior. It allows you to understand the actual mechanics of the relationships around you. Human nature resists simple labels of good or bad. People are layered, complex, and driven by sides of themselves they never openly show. Most individuals manage 2 distinct identities: the persona they show and the reality they keep private. The public self on the left is polished and socially acceptable, but the private self on the right holds unfiltered thoughts, jealousy, insecurity, and anger. Because society rewards control, these emotions are swallowed up behind a polite smile until the mask feels entirely real. Smiling through frustration or agreeing when you disagree is an evolutionary adaptation. It's a mechanism for social survival, allowing individuals to function within a group without constant conflict. Human behavior is consistently steered by a need for comfort, security, and survival. Because these drives are primary, our individual decisions are almost always anchored in self-interest. This reaches even our most generous actions. People often help others because the act provides a deep sense of personal fulfillment, or because it elevates their status. Because status is so incredibly vital to survival, envy becomes one of the most common, deeply hidden human emotions. It results in a constant, silent comparison. Why them and not me? Digital environments amplify this. We see a curated success while the struggle behind it is erased. This creates a state of silent competition, even between people who consider themselves friends. To navigate this competition, everyone relies on subtle manipulation. Adjusting your tone or withholding information are common tactics to maintain control. Envy rarely reveals itself directly. Instead, it takes the form of subtle criticisms, downplaying someone else's achievements, or pretending to be indifferent to things the person actually desires. Recognizing these hidden drivers protects you from becoming a pawn in someone else's unstated competition. You begin to see the strategy behind the social interaction. Take out your notes. We are going to break down 5 habits you can use to identify these hidden motives in real time. Habit 1. Track tone adjustments. Pay attention to sudden shifts in a person's vocal pitch. A sudden move toward enthusiasm or a sharp drop signals they are trying to influence your reaction. Habit 2. Spot withheld information. Listen for the strategic gaps. If someone tells a story but avoids specific details, they are managing perception of their role. Habit 3. Identify strategic agreement. Notice the speed of consent. When someone agrees instantly without engaging details, they are likely navigating to reach a quick exit. Habit 4. Watch for the envy disguise. When you share good news, watch for micro-criticisms or a sudden pivot to their own accomplishments. These are reflexive attempts to minimize your success. Habit 5. Filter for your own distortions. Ask if you are seeing the other person objectively. As this perception filter shows, one person might see confidence where another sees arrogance, purely based on their own internal expectations. Take a screenshot of these 5 habits. Keep them as a reference before your next meeting. Applying these shifts you from a passive listener to an active investigator. You stop reacting to the mask and start observing the person behind it. Accuracy in decoding others is impossible if you are actively hiding from your own flaws. Use a nightly self-reflection protocol. Start with a self-interest audit. Identify one selfless thing you did today and write down the specific personal benefit you gained. Follow this with a silent competition check. Name the person you compared yourself to today and identify the exact insecurity the comparison triggered. Finally, perform a perception flip. Write out a recent conflict from the other person's perspective, acknowledging how your actions were filtered through their stress. Confronting these uncomfortable truths removes the blind spots that distort your read on reality. When you understand your own mask, you can finally see through the masks of others. You now have a complete framework for navigating human duality. You can identify the habits of others and manage your own internal distortions. Moving forward, you will likely notice that dropping the expectation of perfection makes human behavior far less surprising. You become an observer of patterns rather than a victim of them. Developing this awareness provides a layer of personal protection. It fosters a strategic form of empathy, grounded in how people actually behave, rather than how we wish they would. Run the self-reflection protocol tonight. Look closely at your own mask. When you wake up tomorrow, you will see exactly what the rest of the world is choosing to hide.